Hello guys, it's Ryan Ho back with another video to our review the VMV D1se. Now this DAC is made by SMSL and I actually have my own SMSL DAC, which is the SU-9. So this is my DAC right here. And this is a bigger brother, so this is kind of this DAC is $460. And this DAC is about $700 and I think like $20 or $30. And so this is $300 more expensive than this one. So the question really is, how does this sound? And then the interface of these two are actually the same. And the screen actually looks about the same with a different color. So I'm very familiar with the functionality of this because I own a SMSL DAC, right? So over here, we have the D90se and the A90D. Here we have this DAC, and I'm going to be comparing it to the D90se since I think it's my favorite DAC I've heard so far, under $1,000. And I think this will be a good kind of comparison to do. And of course, as always, APOS Audio sent me actually the D90se, the A90D, and this VMV DAC to review. So thank the APOS for that. And as always, they have a 2-year warranty. So I think that's a good reason to buy from APOS compared to its competitors. Anyways, now let's talk about some of the features, the build, and then we'll talk about the sound and the comparisons. So stay tuned. And as always, please like and subscribe down below. Helps my videos out. All right, so let's look at the functionality of this DAC. So we have different modes, but basically the settings and everything on this is, in my opinion, one of the best. I actually like this better than a topping system. I think the topping is kind of a lot more difficult to navigate versus I feel like the SMSL system is just so easy. You literally just push the button, right? And you can just choose whatever option, you can choose whatever inputs you want. You hold it, it goes back, and then you click it again and you can go with whatever you want. You can choose your inputs, your outputs, you can choose your filters that you want. So you go in here and then choose these filters. You can literally choose DSD filters, your sound color. They're all the same as the SMSL one, SU-9 that I reviewed. You can choose your pre-modes. I'm on fixed because I just want to change my volume on my amp. I think this is one of the best and most simplest systems ever, and I really think it's a great menu system. Now you can also change your settings with the additional button out here, which allows you to kind of change your inputs quickly. So I think that's a nice addition they have that the SU-9, the cheaper version, did not have. So it also has that as an option. When it comes to like the build quality of this DAC, I think it's made of all kind of metal aluminum, and it's really just nicely built. I feel like a lot of these kind of DACs are kind of very similar. They're just very square, geometric, but they're all built very well and feel very sturdy. So I don't really have any complaints about the build quality of this. Like, it sounds very solid and good. Taking a look at the back of the device, it kind of has your, simple layout that most DACs have. You have your XLR, your RCAs, the IS, coaxial, USB, optical, power, and on and off switch. I mean, pretty simple. Everything you need to plug in, and then there's also Bluetooth if you wanted that as well. So it actually comes with a controller that's made of metal actually, except for this flat front plate that's like plastic. This thing is actually made of metal, so it's kind of cool. It's really nicely made. It reminds me of like an Apple product, nicely machined. And you can see the SMSL / the VMV branding. And yeah, you can have all your kind of functionality over here for your controller. So the question is, how does the VMV sound, right? So I think the VMV has a more smoother, more laid back, more relaxed type of sound signature that I kind of detect from it. Like the first thing I did was listening to headphones using D90se, and then I swapped to this. And I really noticed that, when it comes to just the overall tonality, the vocals, they seem to just not come out as like in your face feeling. They're more a little bit pushed back and a little bit more laid back. And things tend to have this more like smooth, blended character to it. All right, so the VMV has an interesting sound, right? It seems to have the quality to make everything sound a little bit more relaxed and smooth. It has this like soothing, relaxed quality. Like their voices just don't sound as like pushed forward, and they just seem to be a little bit more calmer while they're singing is kind of the effect I get. It's almost like a, softening effect on the vocalist, and I think that kind of smooth and liquid character is something that some people really like and enjoy. And overall, I think it gives it what people might call more a musical or even more analog experience when you're listening to it. Because I definitely feel like this DAC is going for a totally different type of audience than something like the D90se. It's really going for, like I said, a more relaxed, smoother experience, because I think this type of sound pairs well with, headphones that are brighter as well. But I think it's just for the people who aren't looking for, the in-your-face sound. Because when I listen to this, I think people who like tubes a lot would actually enjoy this DAC as well. But of course, if you ran this DAC plus tubes, it'll be super kind of what musical experience that people will have. But I do think that this is kind of tailored for those people who kind of like that type of experience. Now, when it comes to kind of the resolution stuff, I personally think it's really, really good at $750. I think this D90se is a little bit more expensive at like $900. However, I do think the D90se does sound like a better and higher resolution DAC in comparison, in my opinion. But it doesn't mean that this is a bad DAC. I think for a smooth DAC, I think is actually pretty resolving. If I compare the VMV to like something like the SMSL SU-9 by the same company, I would say this also comes with a more detailed character, more treble focused, more, I guess, neutral, clean type of sound that the D90se also has. So, but obviously this doesn't perform on the same level as this. But compared to this, I would say this, it has a different like tonality, but detail wise, I do think that this does operate a little bit better. But like I said, it's just the smooth type of sound. So they're kind of relaying it a little bit differently, in my opinion. So in conclusion, do I recommend the VMV D1se? I think this DAC is really good for people who are looking for a very smooth sound signature. But if you're looking for something that has a lot, resolution and detail, then I do think the D90se is a better DAC in my opinion, at least for my preferences. But if you're looking for, the smoother and not the like detail heavy type of DAC, I do think the VMV is a good solution for that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this helpful. And as always, please like and subscribe down below. Helps the videos out. I make tech videos all the time and headphone DAC reviews, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.